than 50% of the members of Congress, governors, and presidents of the United States were first elected to political office between the ages of 18 and 35. Now, for the next few minutes, we're going to discuss one group's efforts to support young elected officials by helping them develop personally, professionally, and politically. Hello and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Candace Kelly and I'm joined by Andrew Gillum. He's the executive director of the Young Elected Officials Network, and I thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And also a big deal I want to make about you is that you are the founder of this network. It's a 6-year-old organization, and I'm wondering what made you want to start this organization?
Sure. Well, I mean, it was started rather selfishly. I was looking for a space where someone like me at the age of 23 as an elected official could go to a gathering of elected officials and not be teased about being the youngest person in the room or a colleague having shoes or ties older than me. I wanted from those venues to receive the knowledge, skills, and tools that I needed to go back and improve my community. And I think that if that was my experience, that there must be other young people around the country serving in office who wanted that same level of support.
Absolutely. So what was your goal in starting it in terms of the training that you think people like you needed in that particular age group, and what you needed in order to be respected and more highly regarded by your colleagues?
Absolutely. I mean, what's true is that what we don't have in years of experience, we have to make up. And so the range of issues and support that's necessary can be pretty vast. We thought it was important in creating the network that we, one, gave people a place where they can go and be amongst their peers. And so the networking piece is critically important. Second, that we would support them with leadership and personal development training, both in their capacity as elected officials, but also as they're building their professional careers as young professionals. And then last, and I think very importantly, that we would support them with policy development and policy support. Do we connect them to the organizations and institutions that have been doing some of the great writing and thinking around the problems that plague our communities, but don't have the ability to get that information directly into the hands of policymakers. And so we help through the network to bridge that divide.
And it's a big network of people, and people that you can contact at any time from all over the country. And I'm sure that makes things a little easier as you grow and develop in your own career.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the reality is not very much in the political space is new when it comes to public policy. And the problems that I face in Tallahassee, Florida are not all that rare from what folks are facing in Newark, New Jersey or Campbell, California. And so this connection and to one another and to other elected officials brings those issues down to size. It gives you some examples that you can look to. And importantly, to your point, Candace, it does provide you a vast nationwide network of people that you can call on, go to anytime that you're in need of support.
So it's the young elected officials, and by young we mean under the age of 35.
Yeah.
So what types of particular unique skills does that age group bring to, your colleagues?
Absolutely. Well, when we think about governing and governing differently, but also governing effectively, we know that the gridlock that traditionally monopolizes politics is not what our generation is into, is not how we approach solving problems. We think it's important that our members know what it means to coalition build. We also think it's important for our members to know what it means to talk to the movable middle about issues, not to one extreme or to another extreme, but to the vast majority of people who just want to understand it better. We also believe, and I think this is a hallmark of my generation, that it's important to bring more and more people into the fold, that this can't be a conversation had amongst the elites, but it has to be a conversation that we invite all of our community into. And technology has been an amazing advancement in bringing more people into the decision-making process.
Absolutely. I'm sure you've taught your older colleagues a little bit about technology,
Just a little bit. I've been trying to get my colleagues to go to these paperless agendas, but I'm losing that battle.
Well, I want to thank you for being with us. I know that you've grown over the years, and hopefully people who are interested in the young elected officials will just join your network and continue to help you grow. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Candace Kelly.